Osu Millionaire's here. Osu Millionaire, where can I get in contact with you? What's your Discord? Friendly melody. The fuck? When? What the fuck? I do have you added.
Who just gifted 5 subs.
Damn, this shit is at 12 hours. And I need an honest answer. If the timer was naturally going to run to 0, would you let that happen? And Yodi, there's only one person who's aware right now. And that person is here in this chat. J-Dub. Thank you for the 22 months, man. Louis Kesu with 5 gifted. Thank you very much, man. PCS Whiffless. Thank you for the 5 gifted. Phantom Shadow Mui. Tier 3 sub. Thank you. David's Cool. 30 gifted. Phantom Shadow also with another tier 3 sub. And then, of course, Osu Millionaire. 100 gifted. That's crazy. Alright, chat. What the fuck? Sorry. I was like deep in thought, but then I like checked my phone to check my calendar, and then Dream texted me. Chat, if you go to mcpvp.com, it redirects to his channel. What the fuck? That's insane. All right, guys. Here's the deal. No, I'm not losing it. I've already made my... Alright, chat. What the fuck is going... What the hell are y'all doing on my door? Alright, chat. I already made my decision. The reason why I was so quiet was because I was just thinking of what to do as a result of it. And I've made my decision. At the moment, only one person knows about this information. And that is Osu Millionaire. I told Osu Millionaire that I decided that the...
Is controversy about a drop? Should I leave?
Oh, no. Oh, Dream just caught the mcpvp.com URL.
What's MCPVP?
Get out. I was about to make a big announcement.
Oh, and then I walked in.
Yeah.
Oh, you can have your announcement.
Only one person knows.
Can I listen from the outside?
Sure.
Right.
Where was I at before? I forgot. I made the decision that the farmathon ends tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. PST, no matter what the timer's at. And the only person who had that information was Osu Millionaire, because I knew for a fucking fact that dude was about to drop subs. And I'm like, no, bro, don't do it. And then he dropped 100 fucking subs. Now, a lot of you guys are probably wondering why. Why cap the farmathon? It's actually kind of difficult to answer that. I actually don't There's a couple things that need to be figured out first before I'll have like a concrete answer. But there's a couple things in the air. There is one thing for certain though. The reason why I was okay with the farmathon lasting so long is because I genuinely wanted to set a new top play. Technically speaking, there's still a chance. There's a reason why I'm ending it tomorrow night. And that's because I still believe that there's a chance that it could happen tomorrow. I believe there was a chance that it could have happened today. And then that went out the window. But the reason was because I still see myself as a top player. And I felt like that I could live up to the challenge. I guess I was wrong. If I don't set a new top play tomorrow, then I accept it. I'm washed. I was just thinking it through to myself. As long as the farmathon keeps going and I keep trying my absolute hardest, I feel like I could still call myself a top player. And I want to be a top player. But it's been 3 months. I went through a hand injury. I came back from that hand injury. I still haven't completely recovered. I'm just at the point where I can play enough Osu where I might be able to set scores again, which is great. But even then, in order for me to maintain the farmathon, I have to prioritize playing the game over other things. Every single time I like ask myself, is this worth it? Genuinely, is it worth it? The grinding, retry spamming. I've gotten close, that's dope. But at what cost? Why? For what? And so I decided that it's not worth it anymore. Oh, what's up, Dream? What's poppin'? Oh, Dream, I already have a girlfriend. She lives with me. See, the problem is, if I want to be a top player, I have to make that my #1 priority. And I think as I got older, keeping that as a priority has been like this dream in my head. The 2020 Osu World Cup champion, one of the best space stream players in the world. Like in my head, yeah, that's fucking dope. But I've realized now that there are things that I care about more. For the sake of work-life balance, I'm not going to say what. But I'm sure you can make some assumptions that would be pretty accurate. There's some things that I realize that are more important than being a top player. And so I've just been, through this entire farmathon, I've just been battling this decision. Is it worth it? I just decided it's just not worth it anymore. Does that mean I'm quitting Osu? No, but it's just not worth the grind. And the worst part about it is that if Boxbox was here, he would literally just be screaming, "I told you so." Literally, okay, so I've told this story before. That like, Boxbox was like, "Yo, dude, now that you're in LA, you're going to find yourself in this situation where the amount of success is almost directly correlated to how much of your soul that you sell," or something like that. And I'm like, huh, I'd rather stay pretty genuine. I'd rather stick with the Osu community. I don't really care too much about, you know, meta farming, I guess. I like having friends or friends that I find really close. I really enjoy those organic relationships. I don't really see the value in like specifically like chasing it to the top, you know? At a certain point, as long as you have enough money to be happy, what's the point of any more, right? And I agreed with that. The one thing I disagreed with him on was the topic of being a pro player. Because Boxbox used to be a pro player in League of Legends, or somewhat close to being like semi-pro or something like that, right? And it was very obvious that the content path is worth it more. But the thing is, I like being a top player. I like being a pro Osu player. And so I'm like, fuck it, dude. I'll try it anyway. I'll keep going. But in the time since then, even though I had that mentality of, yes, I'm still a pro player. Yes, I'm still a top player. Yes, I'm still one of the best players in the game. My decisions never reflected that. Never. Because in the moment, in the day-to-day, all of my decisions went to content. I was streaming less. I was working on events more. I was working on building the Osu community in terms of its LAN events. I was working on videos, and I wasn't grinding. Yet I kept telling myself, oh, it's fine. Once things die down, I'll just go back on the grind and then I'll be fine. The farmathon was my time to put up or shut up. And at first, things were going great. I was grinding like 13 hours, 14 hours a day. I was enjoying myself. I'm like, yes, this is it. And then I got a hand injury. That was a pretty major scare. Because I was the guy who said, you've got to be fucking stupid to get a hand injury. And here I am, like, showing symptoms. I'm like, oh, shit. I definitely care about not being an idiot than being than grinding for the farmathon. So obviously, I prioritize that. But in the time since then, just waiting and doing hand exercises, all of this just to get back up into shape, I'm like, is this still worth it? For 110 days, I've just been thinking about that. Because I do enjoy it. So I guess what happens from here on out? There's still 13 hours left on the timer. It doesn't sit right with me just like erasing that at 11:59 p.m. tomorrow. So I intend to at least grind for 13 hours. Hopefully. Who knows? Maybe I do set a new top play, 2 new top plays tomorrow, and the farmathon ends, and I can still call myself a top player. That could happen. That could genuinely still happen. You know? It's a pipe dream, but it could happen. But more realistically speaking, here's what's going to happen. I'll update the document. I'll also update the title and put some text on the screen that subs, donos, etc. do not add to the timer anymore. Tomorrow, I'll play Osu for 13 hours, or do Osu-related stuff at least for 13 hours until it hits 0. And then that'll be it. What's your plan after the farmathon? For the sake of work-life balance, I won't go into specifics, but I'll be gone for a couple of days. I think I'll be back on Monday next week. Here's the part that crushes me the most. The entire point, or one of the goals of this farmathon was to correct how bad I felt during my last subathon. Because the last subathon I did, it was technically uncapped. But once it hit a certain time, or once it hit a certain length, it was just like, fuck it. We're gonna taper off the amount of time it adds to the time, the amount of time each sub adds to the timer, and like it completely killed the vibe, and then it ended. I genuinely did want this stream to end either with the timer hitting 0 from me falling off and getting canceled, or me setting a new top play. Genuinely, that was my mentality, and I was ready to do it. I asked for it. I signed up for that. Yeah, I made some mistakes with like organizing it with like the amount of time that gets added and like other organization, but fuck it, you know what I'm saying? Like, who gives a shit? That only means that I have to suffer more, and that's okay because that's my job, you know? But I genuinely thought I was up for the challenge. But after the last 3 months, I don't know, unless something changes tomorrow, yeah, guess I was wrong. What are your plans as an Osu player after the farmathon? Now that's the most interesting thing. What kind of Osu content can I stream that doesn't involve going for new top plays? Oh man, ranking Osu anime girls' feet in the background. The simple answer is literally what Delta Lead said. Just have fun. I love this game. I love Osu. I don't plan on leaving Osu anytime soon. Genuinely love this fucking game. I don't need to farm to have fun with this game. I don't need to be one of the best in the world in order to have fun with this game either. Did your enjoyment for this game get drained at any point because of this farmathon in any way? Nope, not because of the farmathon. I mentioned before how I think the PP system in general is flawed, but after speaking with Bubbleman, I agree with him. And so that's why I decided, fuck it. If I want to be a top player, I should be able to do it. Here's one thing that I did realize as well. As a result of the farmathon, this is the first time that I've streamed consecutively for this long. I've done like marathons before, but nothing on this scale. Like 110 days, even though like, yeah, I disappear for some days, and like sometimes I'm gone the entire day on others, and sometimes I have to go for like trips and then etc etc. In general, like the idea that the camera is on almost 24/7 in this room, like you guys see a lot. You guys see like a part of my life that is a lot more raw. And that's the thing. I'd like to think my streams are pretty raw already. Like you see the real me, you know what I'm saying? But something that I've realized is that I can't do the things that I want for the Osu community and for myself if I keep saying it. I have to keep my mouth shut to achieve some of the goals that I want. I have to. There's just no way around it. Part of the reason is because every time I say I'm going to do something, I never end up doing it. There's actually like some kind of scientific like reasoning behind it. You get a little bit of dopamine or some shit from like doing it, from like saying that you're going to do something, and then you have no dopamine when you actually put in the work, and then it just gets lost in the sauce or whatever, you know what I'm saying? So I just gotta lock the fuck in and do it, you know what I'm saying? The other part of it is because a lot of the stuff that I want to do just takes time. And time is the one thing that I lack when I'm on stream. Yeah, I could just keep the farmathon going and just like work on stuff on my desk while you guys are just awkwardly staring at my face, yes. But then in the back of my head, I'm like thinking, oh shit, there are people who are constantly coming in asking what the fuck I'm doing, why I'm not playing the game, why it's the farmathon, why is he not playing Osu, like that sort of thing, right? So don't care about them. I mean, I could just not care about them, but I do care. That's the thing. Literally can't play Osu for more than an hour anymore. I get you. That sounds like a you problem, bro. So, in the best interest of that idea of don't say something, just do it, I have nothing else to say. Main takeaway, the farmathon ends tomorrow at 11:59 p.m. PST. No matter what, I will still grind just to have that pipe dream LeBron shot of bringing it home. But if I don't set a new top play tomorrow, if I don't set 2 new top plays tomorrow, then it is what it is. I've just been staring at Dream's YouTube page. I'm like pouring out my soul to you guys, and I just see this little white blob just like staring at me. Now this actually is the coolest shit though. I can't believe he got mcpvp.com. That shit is actually wild, bro. Behind. Oh my god!